Can you hear me? Am I alive? Ooh, everyone's already chatting. The hangs. Going to try out immersive VR game tomorrow called The Void. Ooh, I heard The Void is dope. Hello, Bulgaria. Hi, guys. Ooh, such an intimate conversation. Shall we begin? I'm in Toronto right now doing a film called Let It Snow, which some of you may know. It's John Green and two other female authors whose names I have not learned yet. But it's like an ensemble Christmas movie. And so it is very cold because we came here for the snow. But luckily, we're finally indoors now. And so I don't have to deal with all that craziness. Hello. Oh, oops. Hi, Anna, film student here. I love your creativity. I've never been a fan of YouTube before. I was wondering if you could share some tips on filmmaking and starting in LA. I have found that a lot of my fellow colleagues who go to film school do things in a very inconvenient, inefficient way. Honestly, I think try to do every job. Like, I think that'll help you so much as a director and as a filmmaker, trying to do every job and understanding what every job entails. It makes you much more efficient and much more understanding. Also, make sure you're very clear about what you need / what you want, because I've found that the biggest thing is miscommunication tends to like fuck everybody on set. And the more communicative you can be, the better. But yeah, just in terms of like starting out in LA, just come here. Well, not here. I'm currently in Canada, but go there. Go to LA. Oh, hey, Bradley. I'm glad you're at a softball game. I hope you're not playing while you watch. And yeah, go ahead. Do it. Do you. I listen to podcasts all the time when I'm doing stuff. So what more is one girl's ramblings on the internet? I'm so tired. We've been like 15-hour days. I have like a big dance scene in this movie, and I'm not a dancer. They didn't ask me if I could dance when I booked this. They just like kind of assumed I could because I do like aerial stuff, and I was like, no, I'm fine in the air, but this is doing stuff on the ground. It's weird. Oh yay! Have fun in Japan, Danielle. Are you going to Tokyo or like Kyoto? Where are you going? Let me give you some recommendations. Ooh. Sorry, guys. I feel like the need to be entertaining, but also it's just me this weekend. I'm so tired and I miss my cats. We have tried posting on social media platforms with little success in the past. I don't think I'm qualified to answer marketing stuff about product exposure, because I think in a different, I mean, it's sort of the same with me being my own product, but in terms of like friends who run sort of successful businesses, they've told me you always want to make sure you're outreaching to communities that are similar to yours, or communities that are going to like what you like. Everyone preaches hashtags. I hate hashtags, so I have yet to use them, but maybe this is why I am dying on the internet instead of thriving. So I would say hashtags, of course, like pay attention to your aesthetic. Interacting with other profiles that have larger followings than you, but you feel like are in line with the kind of audiences that you want, I've heard is also efficient. My brother has used bots in the past. I'm not a big advocate of bots, but he did have some success in seeing that kind of growth. I just think it's not going to serve you in the long run, because then those kind of people who follow you aren't necessarily interested in you for your products. It's just like a follow for follow situation. Who else runs it? I know that Ruby runs RKT. What does she do? Ruby has a lot of friends who are models. So also, if you can cut down costs by sourcing people who have interests in line with yours. So like a lot of our friends are models, and they're down to like pose for friends in exchange for like, hey, just give me the photos at the end so I can use them on my social media, because I need to show that I am a model and you need to show your product. So things like that really like bring down your overhead, I think, are really helpful. But if you have more specific questions about any of that, I can try to dive into it as best as I can. I am going all over Japan. Ooh, definitely go to the robot restaurant then. I hear the Fox Farm is dope, but I haven't had a chance to make it out. And if you can, Tokyo Disney Sea is awesome. It's nothing at all like Disneyland. I think they do have a Disneyland there in Japan, but it's the same everywhere around the world, so wouldn't recommend. But Tokyo Disney Sea has crazy architecture, and you feel like you're immersed in this weird, totally different world. It's oddly enough German architectures, I believe, that made it, but it's so fun. Highly recommend, as well as all of the arcades and downtown are super great. Yeah, those would be my tourist recommendations. Hello, Charles. Hello, Doug. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm an Emmy nominated actor and executive producer now. I've got nominated for a daytime Emmy for Youth and Consequences. So now my head is too large for my body, and I will soon become an unbearable diva. It's so funny. It's like my friends were like, "Oh my God, how do you feel being Emmy nominated? That's such a big deal. This is so cool." And I was like, "Is it? Is it a big deal? It's just a daytime Emmy. It's not like I'm going to the actual Emmys." And I was like, "Whoa, check yourself, man." I'm like, be fucking grateful, you bitch. But I was like really excited. But it's like that weird train of external validation never being enough to fill the bottomless hole inside of you. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks, Doug. Appreciate it. Oh, what else, guys? What else can we talk about? Oh, don't spread this around, but my very first single is coming out on May 6th. Now it's called Intervention. I believe I showed a preview of it at the last live stream. Yeah, I did like an audio preview, but had to cut down the music video into like so many assets. So I'm trying to. So thank you all, because Patreon is also really helping with this. But basically the way that music works, if you want to do it right, is you hire, if you're not signed to a label, you have to hire label services, marketing, a bunch of other fucking things I don't really understand. I've hired a music strategist who's been in A&R since 87. So she was the lady who would like pound the pavement, watch all these acts at night, and then bring them to the labels to sign. And so she's been in the music industry for 3 decades. So I've hired her services, and she's sort of assembled a team around me. And so basically, in order to get your music out there, it's been a lot of education on my part in terms of the sort of marketing materials I need, and also just a lot of money. Like every month I have to shell out like $7,000 to $10,000 like for PR and label services and marketing and whatever, because I do want the music to have the best possible chance it can. But I'm also like, oh my God, this is so much money. This is so much money. Also at the same time, like my business manager has been like, hey, Anna, like it's great that you spend all of your money on projects, but maybe you should save for retirement. I was like, I'm never going to retire. But I was like, okay. Anyway, thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Matty. We actually got canceled, so I don't think Youth and Consequences will be renewed for season 2, but I think we can also shop it to other places. And now that it's been nominated for an Emmy, hopefully we have success. Doug says, consider advocating for live and cadaver organ donations, especially kidney, as it affects POC and Pacific Islanders disproportionately as you have a platform. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm excited to dive in and learn that. Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Ain. Is that how you say it? Ain? Or is it Aini? Let me know if I'm saying that terrible. Hello, Reed. Oh, Reed. Good old Reed. There are 2 questions from Patreon. 1, do you feel the best art comes from pain or from joy? And 2, book recommendations. In my personal experience, my best art has come from pain, but no, it's just come from pain. I was trying to spin it into something hopeful, but it's just pain. Just lots of pain. I do not think you need to be in pain or have a bunch of pain to make great art. I don't think that. But my personal journey as an artist has been a lot of pain. And book recommendations. Oh no, I hated that book. Never mind. What's a good one that I've read? I heard A Little Life is good. I haven't read it yet. Everyone I've read who's read it has told me to read it, but has also warned me it will make you cry, and that they were crying the whole time. Let me look at my read. I haven't read a lot this year. I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be like 16 books in deep, and I've just been. Instead, don't you guys hate that thing on your phone now that tells you how many hours a day you spend on your phone? And you're like, excuse me, I spend 7 hours a day on my phone? What the fuck? 2019 books, here we go. Less by Andrew Sean Greer, amazing, loved it. When by Daniel H. Pink was a recommendation to me by Jay Shetty. He actually gave me his book. Very nice man. Loved the book as well. Eat, Pray, Love, this very late to the train, but it's very good. And The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri, loved as well. I'm currently reading Adjustment Day by Chuck Palahniuk. He also wrote Fight Club and Invisible Monsters and a bunch of other ones. Fucking hate it. Fucking hate this book. I do rarely give up on books. I've only ever given up on Owen King's book. I threw it across the room and I said, I will not waste my life reading this rubbish. But I very rarely give up on books. And this book, this fucking Adjustment Day by Chuck Palahniuk, I am ready to throw away. This motherfucker is talking about Fight Club, the novel, in his novel. His characters are dissecting Fight Club. And not only dissecting it, but praising the fuck out of it. And it's so weird. It's like watching a man masturbate somewhere far away, but you know he's masturbating and because you can see it and you're like, oh. And it's like, he's like, oh yeah, think about how Fight Club was subversive. It did this, this, and this. And I was like reading it like, are you fucking serious? You wrote that book like 20 years ago. Like, yeah, we get it. Fight Club was a big thing. You don't need your characters to praise your book when it has nothing to do with the current book I'm reading. It's such a turnoff. Also, it's like I had a really good premise that when there's a burgeoning of youth, there is bound to be some kind of world revolution or country revolution, because this burgeoning of youth with males in particular comes with men who want to achieve status or respect or are driven essentially by their ambition, which is what almost every society tells men to do. And thus, there was sometime in the future, a country much like the United States was basically creating wars to expend these men, because also the less men there are, they argue that the patriarchy will stand, because if there's less men, there's more competition among women, and thus we won't be united. It just had some really interesting concepts around politics and generational differences, and then it just went and became this gluttony of fucking shock writing and weird bullshit narratives, and it just was it's so fucking dumb, and I really want to give up on it. And okay, I'm sorry, I went on a really long tangent about this book. Okay, let me go back to the questions. Sure, sorry, don't read that fucking book. I fucking hate it. Frank, honestly, dying youth is what I want. But they don't. The premise of the book is that because the country has been signing these wars, these men decide they're going to band together. They basically have what's called the Adjustment Day, which is what the book is called, when the youth come out and shoot all the people in power. And the police and the military look the other way because they have been victimized by the media. And they were like, oh, I don't care about my job anymore. I'm just going to have this revolution. Sure, kill the president. And then all of these youth basically they cut off ears, and then they have votes in the new revolution and the new society, and they are kings among men. But now all these whiny little bitch boy kings are like, what to do? So I'm bored. I'm going to write a book about this woman in blackface. And you're literally like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is the message of this book? Okay, I'm sorry. Speaking of music, I'm actually really excited. One of the soundtrack designs I've been working on for a record company in San Diego will be on TV tomorrow. Congratulations! Please send us a link in Discord. I'm sorry I've been inactive on Discord. I know I just talked about how I'm on my phone 7 hours a day, but the Wi-Fi in the studio is terrible. And let's see. Hello all. Well, to be an artist, you have to express your emotions. This is true. Have you ever considered doing European art house movies? No. I cannot stand slow movies. I gave up on Moonlight. I'm sorry. Please don't tell anyone. I don't like slow movies. I have to accept I'll probably never make a film that's going to win an Oscar, because I would rather make something along the lines of Scott Pilgrim than Roma, which I watched 10 seconds of and I was like, oh, I can't do it. And I clicked away. It's all right. We all have our place in this world. Polonic sounds like a narcissist making a book praising his older, but this is exactly what I think it is. It is also, yes, it's like, oh yeah, the purge and reverse. It's so fucking stupid. It's so, because he's also clearly commenting on the millennial generation, and it is so condescending. Another thing about this book that I hate, oh my God, you guys, I'm sorry. It's like, once the revolution happens, like the Talbot Reynolds or whomever decides that, oh, you know what? We're going to separate everybody. Everyone needs to be separated by their race. Or if you're a homosexual, you all go to California, which is like Gaytopia. And so there's Blacktopia, Caucasia, Gaytopia, and then like Mexico, and like everyone has to get segregated, and then all of the they're like, yeah, the straights are making babies, but if those babies happen to be gay, then they will migrate over to Gaytopia, and like all the and then another thing, I was so mad, I was screaming at this book. In Blacktopia, they figure like apparently now that they don't have to play pretend of being the ghetto thug or being like whatever for the whites, the black people flourish and figure out how to make the pyramids fly, and they know voodoo magic that cures cancer. And now that they don't have to dance around as a jester for the white man, they're free to reconnect with their magical roots. And I was like, Chuck Palahniuk, you white ass cracker motherfucker, what the fuck are you talking about? This serves, first of all, zero story. This has nothing to do with the story at all. He just casually mentions that like all the white people are now seeing that the black people are making pyramids fly. I was like, what are you talking about, Chuck? What are you talking about, you senile old man? And I like, at this point, like, I've hated the book so much, and I like barely read reviews of books while I'm reading them. I was like, I gotta see what other people are fucking saying about this book. So I type in the reviews, and I was just like, oh my god, like everyone hates this book. Thank God I'm not insane. It's so dumb, and I'm really tempted to give up on it because at some point it feels like it's gonna be a waste of my life, and all the reviews say it ends terribly. But we shall see. Okay. I have no idea what's going on with Go Back to China. We'll see if we get distribution, and if we do, then we'll figure out where we are. Discord is, Reed, how do I explain Discord? It's like a message forum for the people in the Patreon where we talk about things and share music and cat photos. I love Scott, but I meant more like The Favorite or The Lobster. Ooh, I did not like The Lobster. I saw The Lobster at Sundance. I did not fucking like that movie. Once that guy or that lady started kicking that dog to death, I was like, I'm not about this fucking life. I do not like this at all. I haven't seen The Favorite, but I've heard it's really good. Your content is Oscar worthy, but not the ones that charge. They are not cool or weird like us. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'd classify my content as Oscar worthy. I definitely feel more like a popcorn blockbuster bitch, but we'll see. To be fair, Fight Club was like about guys. Yes, Fight Club was about guys being idiots too, but Fight Club was different. Fight Club felt like it had a lot of heart in it, and it resonated with that sense of all of us who are really tired of consumerism and globalization and sort of having to be, I can never say this word, homogeneous. I know how to spell it. I just don't know how to say it. And Fight Club really felt like it stood for something. This book masquerades as it's trying to stand for something, but it's very clearly an old man who has passed judgment on millennials and deemed us all lazy and unworthy and sort of like dumb. And it's so clinical and it just sucks. Fight Club was awesome and this book sucks and it's a bummer because I like Palahniuk. I'm in Toronto. Have you ever given up a book or a movie and just had this lingering feeling I have to know what happens next? No. If I give up on a book or a movie, I'm like, I literally do not care what happens next. And I feel like I'm wasting my life continuing to watch this art. Reed says Discord is like social media mixed with a forum. Thank you, Reed. May I recommend reading The Asylum for Wayward Victorian Girls by Emily Autumn? I've actually heard of that one. All right, I'll check that one out. I'll add that to my reading list. Your earlier videos were so creative. What is that supposed to mean, Frank? Does that mean my current videos aren't creative? Just kidding. Danielle, I want to say you inspired me to get back in art. Yay! I'm planning to open an enamel pin shop. Ooh, let us know, girl. Post it in the Discord. I love pins. I'm a pin sucker. I've got a jacket that's only covered in pins, but I don't really wear it that often because it's kind of obnoxious and it's like hot pink and just covered in pins. It makes me look like a psycho, but it's really great for film. I am excited for Game of Thrones. Reed, are you caught up? Have you even watched it, Reed? Guys, I'm ready for Game of Thrones. I'm excited to see what happens. Fun fact, George R.R. Martin had to tell HBO how he was planning to end the book because they've obviously caught up because he's a very slow writer. And so he told them the original ending for the books, but he decided oh man, I can't sell books if like I have the same ending as a TV show. So I'm gonna change the ending of the books. So it's a fascinating time in literature and filmmaking history where we are watching a series based on books, where the series is going to end the way that the books were supposed to, but now the books have an alternate ending because of the direct influence of the series. Fascinating stuff. Okay. Isn't it super awkward not being able to see us? Sort of. I feel like I talk to myself a lot, so I guess this isn't much different. Winter is coming. Yes, Reed. Yes. I'm so excited. Who thinks Daenerys and Jon Snow is gonna fuck? I know that we all like know that they're aunt and nephew, but like, look at the Lannister twins. Back in the day, that's what you did. I think they're gonna fuck, and I'm very excited. Haley and I have been binging it to get her caught up, and I cannot wait for the new season. Oh, dude, I'm so ready for this fucking dragon. And now they have a fucking dragon. The fucking White Walkers have a dragon. Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Cause the thing I love about Game of Thrones is that in the books, they're fucking savage. It's just like, oh, here's the main character for an entire book. Behead this bitch. And you're like, wait, what? And then they introduce more characters, and you're like, okay, this is a good protagonist. This bitch, and you're like, who do I root for? But there's so many characters where it's like they all feel like the main character because they're so well written that you're like, I don't want them to die, I love them. And he's just like, behead all these fucking bitches. And so I would not be surprised if by the end of Game of Thrones everybody's dead and it's the White Walking Rain. And it's just like, in every other show, you feel like, no, the hero's going to be fine. I'm like here for the journey. And then this one with Game of Thrones, you're like, I don't know if they're going to be fine. Like, I'm like really terrified for their journey. He's going to make them suffer so much. It's going to be great. Okay. I did watch Umbrella Academy. I didn't like it at first. But by the end, I still didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's like one of those shows you like to watch. I mean, they kind of did already. I don't know what that's referring to because I just went on a very long tangent. Didn't they get together at the end of the last season? Did they? Maybe I need a refresher. It's been so long. I thought When I Wanted to Die was your best work till now. Thanks. That was a fun one. And that's one I directed from very, very heavily. Posted the flyer for the soundtrack. Yay! I'm excited to see that. I just want to know who survives, if anybody survives. Maybe there's a third enemy introduced. Kind of like the feeling, the left tearing itself apart. This is true. Bones was like that too. Every time you feel a connection to one of the side characters, they kill them off. I didn't watch Bones, but the thing I love about Game of Thrones is they just murder all those bitches. They're just like, you're dead. Oh, you thought you were having fun with this guy? He's dead. Oh, you were rooting for this pregnant woman? Stab her in the stomach 13 times. Oh, you're rooting for this bitch? Kill him. And you're like, oh my God, my family. Oh, I love Game of Thrones. Boat sex. Okay, Victor. Don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that. Don't like boats. Get motion sick. Not a fan. Oh, all right, guys. Let's see. We've got, what time is it? Oh, man, I have to do so many self-tapes. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, he was referencing Game of Thrones. On a boat. Wait, what? They fucked on a boat? Wait, what? Hold on. I gotta Google this shit now. Jon Snow, Daenerys boat. Wait, what? Game of boat scene. Oh, it's the first thing that came up. Guys, Game of Thrones, Jon and Daenerys boat scene. Hold up. It's 2 minutes long. Gotta catch up on this. Game of Thrones season 7. Did they really have sex or was it just camera action? Says the one comment on this video. I'll post the link. So if you guys want to watch along, that's the link.
And she loved him.
Wait, what? What is this narration? She loved him. Wait, what? Where are they? Oh my God, he's gonna fuck his auntie! Oh, he closes the door! Wait, who is that in the background? Oh, it's Peter. How come I don't remember any of this?
John. John's real name is Egon Targaryen.
Egon.
You have to protect it.
How come I don't remember any of this? Was I high? Or was it just a long time? Oh, they are full on fucking! They are full on fucking right now! Oh my god! How do I think? Oh, he's got a nice butt. He's a very muscular butt. Oh man. Wait, this thing's so long. I don't even have an ass like that.
He's never been a bastard.
He's never been a bastard? So what does that mean?
He's the heir to the Iron Throne.
Oh, I just completely forgot all of this? Wait, so is he her sister, her brother? Oh my god, the family.
He needs to know.
What?
We need to tell him.
We need to tell him. Oh, it's Brandon talking. Okay, I was like, who the fuck is narrating this scene? Okay, hold up. He's the son of, wait. So Ned's sister basically married the Mad King, right? No. Well, if his name's Aegon, I thought Aegon was the name of the Mad King. He's the son of the Mad King's son. Oh. Why the fuck they giving them the same names? Oh, God, you confusing assholes. Okay, maybe I'll have to watch, like, recaps, because I full on. Also, like, oh no. Oh no, my connection's unstable. Oh no, am I back? The Wi-Fi in Canada is so bad. Also, like, guys, can we just talk for a second about his butt? Like, hold up. Where'd that butt go? I gotta look at it again. Like, such a good butt. Oh my god! This is such a hot scene. I'm sure it was so awkward to film because he's married to Ygritte. But, like, such a hot scene. Look at he's got, like, a butt. Can I post a photo in this? Hold on. Like, it looks like he got a fucking ass lift. Like, whose butt is actually this nice? This is crazy. I'm gonna have to show this to, like, my personal trainer. Like, I will take one of these, please. It's a fantastic backside. There were memes about it. I missed my Wi-Fi is. Okay.